Hey, beautiful people. Welcome to episode 11 of Credit 101. In this episode, we're going to talk about a credit score. What is it? Who uses it? And we're going to also get deeper into FICOs because FICOs is used for so much. Your FICO score is going to be used for so much, you guys. You guys definitely need to know about it. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and drop your questions down below. Now, the first question is, what is a credit score? So a credit score is just basically a numerical number that's put together and it's the number that's formed. Remember, I said you can have over 50 different credit scores, but this number is it tells a lot about you. This number can be all the way from 300s all the way up to sometimes 990. So again, different bureaus have different numbers, but normally the normal scale is like 300 or 350 to 850. Okay, and that's what the credit score is. Now, who uses your credit score? Usually when you guys want to get a mortgage, they're going to need to know what your credit score is. If you guys trying to get a credit card, if you guys trying to get a car, if you're trying to, do a lot of different things, try to get a loan, they're going to need to know what your credit score is. So these different companies, the car dealerships, they're going to need to know what your credit score is and what's on your credit report. Okay, so how are how is your credit score calculated? Oh my gosh, you guys, how is it calculated? So let me show you guys this chart. So we actually have this from FICO, and it shows, I just love this example because it shows how your credit score is calculated. So these are the different things that's factored into your credit score. So first of all, 35% of your credit score is made up of your payment history. Okay, so that's the first factor. 35% of your credit score is made up of your payment history. That's why I always tell people, when you have different type of accounts, please put them all on auto pay. Please put them on auto pay, because if you guys have these accounts reported late, it's going to really hurt you. And if you guys are trying to get a mortgage, you really want to make sure you don't have any late payments, because usually Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, which is FHA loans, which a lot of people get, they're going to want to look at a version of your FICO score, and it's different names for the FICO scores, and we're going to get into that shortly. But they're going to look at your FICO score. So I always tell people, put these things on auto pay, because you don't want a late payment, because it's 35% of your score. The amount owed on your accounts, that's going to be 30%. Now, when I think of amount owed, I'm thinking about how much you actually owe on a credit card. Okay, and they also can go into accounts that you have too, in terms of your overall debt on the account. But I like to think about your credit cards, how much you owed in terms of your payment history. Okay, so that is something that's very, very important. That's why I tell people to keep your balance low. Don't spend more than 5% on your credit card if you cannot afford to pay it right away. Okay, and if you guys are you able to afford it, do not let them report more than 5% to the credit bureaus. So when your credit card is due on your due date, make sure you pay it all the way down to 5% or zero, whichever one you decide, but do not let them report more than 5%. Also, you need to have a different mix of your credit. So you need to have a great mix of it. So I want you guys to understand that I need you to have a different account. You need to have installment accounts. You need to make sure that you guys have credit cards. So have like a car loan, student loans. These different things are helping you. So you need to have like a healthy mix of like revolving accounts and installment accounts, like a mortgage, car loan, credit cards, or just a basic loan. Okay, so that's a great mix of it. Now, your credit history, that's really how long you have had credit, the length of your credit. That's what I told you guys. I don't know if you guys may have remembered it or if you watched that previous episode, but I told you guys I want you guys to have your accounts and I want them to get old. That's why I said you have all these different accounts. I think there was like 2 episodes back in episode 9 when I told you all that I need these accounts to get old. I don't want you just to delete an account. Say if you had a credit card that was closed, if you didn't have anything negative on there, leave it alone. You want to have it on there. And if you guys have credit cards, make sure you use them every 6 months, because they can be closed due to inactivity. You want these accounts to grow old. You don't want them to be closed too soon, because this history is going to help you guys out a lot. And that's why if you guys have student loans too, I tell you guys, leave them student loans alone. Like, they're helping you out. They're probably the best account that you have. So make sure you guys let your accounts get old, because again, it's 15% of your score. Now, when it comes down to FICO, each bureau will have a different name for it. So Equifax is going to call it the Beacon score. Experian, they're going to call it the Experian FICO risk model. Also, TransUnion is going to call it your FICO risk score, formerly known as Imperia. So each one have a different name for it. Now, new credit. Your new credit is going to be on how many new accounts that you have. These are included to like your hard inquiry. So make sure you guys do not have a lot of different accounts. I told you guys, if you guys just watch my channel in general, I told you guys about a lot of credit cards that can pre-qualify you without a hard inquiry. These accounts you should be getting because you don't want to have a lot of inquiries because it's going to drop your credit because these are still new accounts. And sometimes when you guys have too many credit cards, if you apply for another credit card, you're going to see your credit score drop too because now you have new accounts that you apply for, which is not good, okay? If you want to see a drop, but if you just definitely need that credit card, go ahead and get it. But you're going to see your credit score drop because you messing up your history. Plus, you have that new hard inquiry. Okay, so you know your credit score is going to drop. Now, also FICO has a FICO 10T score model. You know they're wanting to have more emphasis on missed payments. It's basically it's going to be more harsher when you guys have missed payments. So please make sure you paying all of that stuff on time. And you guys may have seen something like the Vantage score. Your Vantage score, usually a lot of companies don't use your Vantage score. They're going to use your FICO. But Vantage score is still something you want to look at. But I always tell people your Vantage score can be 40 points less than what your FICO score is. And you guys will be able to see that Vantage score on Credit Karma. So that's a little bit about your FICO score and how you guys should factor these different things in. But I always tell people as simple as this. Make sure you put all your accounts on auto pay. Make sure you pay it on time. Make sure you do not have more than 5% of your credit card reported to the credit bureaus because that's going to mess with your utilization. Make sure you don't apply for too many new accounts, especially over an extended period of time, like every month you're trying to get a new credit card. That's going to hurt. You got too many hard inquiries. Your accounts are really getting old too, and your average age of accounts is going to be messed up. If you're going to apply for accounts, just apply for some at one time, let those get old, and then apply for some more credit cards. And when you have your credit cards, make sure you use them every 6 months so that they don't get closed due to inactivity. And those student loans, leave them alone because they're probably the best account that you have, and it's helping you build your credit. But that was episode 11. So let me see what we're going to talk about in episode 9. Oh, we're going to talk about what's a good credit score in episode 12. So let's go ahead and talk about those different credit scores.